Now coming to the CCNP Enterprise, where you will be learning two modules, the Enterprise Core and Enterprise NRC. These are the two basic modules what you'll cover up. ENCOR is more about now we'll be mixing up these things and we'll do module wise or the topic wise. So we're not going to cover paper wise, we'll be covering more on the module wise. So if you divide this entire topics into multiple sections, like you will have a switching. Switching is one of the main section where you focus more on the switching configurations, like VLANs, trunking. We'll start with the VLANs, but we'll go into the more into VLANs, trunking, interval routing, spanning tree. Of course, there are some many other things we'll cover, but advanced spanning tree with those options. Now, the second main concept is the routing. Now, the routing you have already done in the CCNA routing, static routing, default routing, dynamic routing. That is more kind of an introduction. But whereas here we'll try to deep dive into the routing concepts. We'll try to cover up OSPF, EHR, PD distribution, IPv6, route filtering. There are plenty of options. So mainly at the CCNP level, you will be in a position to configure the things. At the same time, you will be able to implement, verify, and troubleshoot. That is the level. So that's what you generally learn. So this is like the second module, what will move on. And later on, the third module will be another one, the VPN. And the VPN, most of the WAN connections comes over VPN. We'll talk about the different types of VPNs like the GRE, TF VPN, IPsec VPN, and MPLS L3 VPN. So most of the WAN connections comes over the VPN technologies. We'll try to see the different VPN technologies and how they implement, how to configure and verify on the Cisco routers. The overall concept remains the same. And likewise, we'll also add some other skills. Like there will be some security topics, there will be some services topics, which is more like security and services technologies, like how to implement network security features, not exactly into the firewalls, but more on like implementing the access list, implementing the layer 2 security, those kind of things. And also services like implementing NAT or HSRP, redundancy protocols. There are plenty of services you implement. NTP, logging, SNMP, those all small topics, they all combine into this. And additionally, there will be some automation foundations you cover up, but the main majority of the automation you will see in the SD-WAN or SDA courses. But here you will mainly only see the foundation of automation concepts, those kind of things. So when it comes to CCNP, these are the three main core skill sets. Routing switching are the main, the first and the second, and the third important one is VPNs. This is more talking about the WAN connections or the virtual private network WAN connections. And these are the add-on skills. These are all add-on skills, which means on the top of this routing switching, on the top of LAN and WAN, we'll apply some security, we'll apply the services. These are all add-on skills. Add-on means on the top of it. So the core skills will be again the routing and switching here. That will be the main core skill set. So what you have to do, the same thing, you need to make sure that the roadmap is the learning part. Like I said, the learning part means if you're doing the live sessions or listen to the recorded sessions, basically you need to go through with the sessions, and also you need to do practicals as per the workbook which is given. We'll have all the labs documented, so you need to just follow those things, and the same thing will be shown in the class as well. That's the first part. This is the minimum thing you have to do in order to understand and follow the concepts. The second thing, you also need to do expertise. Probably you need to revise the labs weekly ones, and then additionally you need to prepare some interview questions relevant to the topic, which I'll share topic wise. And additionally, you also need to prepare some mock labs later on to understand. And also, if you're working, try to correlate the same thing as per your live networks. How these things goes in the live networks, that's something you need to correlate those things. So that's how it's going to be. And obviously, after that, you can apply for the jobs and or the roles, or you can start implementing on your live networks. You can do that. So the things what you get, the mock labs, I'll be sharing interview questions. Of course, I'll be sharing some resume building tips at the end of the course. Additionally, like the images, now you will be getting access to the images, workbooks, the videos. These are the resources what you will be getting access so that you can expertise, and you will always have the access to the videos on the portal, which will be available, which is a good option for revision. And many people use for the main core learning as well. And anytime you want to revise or recollect any topic, this will be a good option. And parallelly, you can refer the workbook and implement the labs and verify. That's always a good handy option, because most of the time when you do the courses, you will learn many things, but sometimes you don't implement many things, so you might forget. So you can always go through with them to quickly review the topics. Yeah. So the CCNP module mainly covers two papers. If you go to cisco.com, and if you're going to the Cisco certification paths, so this is the way you will find all the latest certifications and everything. Now, training and certifications, yeah, different domains. Like these are the different expertise domains. Definitely, enterprise is the one which we'll be seeing here. You have the enterprise entry level certification. CCNA is a prerequisite, so entry levels. So mainly our focus will be on the professional level, where you will see the professional level certifications. You can also advance yourself to CCIE. Of course, the CCIE, again, the prerequisite is CCNP. The same two modules will be covered. If you're going for CCIE, then additionally you learn SD-WAN and the SDA technologies. Those are the additional things you will learn. Back to the CCNP, you will see this is the CCNP Enterprise. Now, this is a place you will see. Now, potential roles, these are all the same thing, network engineer. So view the recertification options. So I'm looking out for the modules. So events and the training. This is what you'll see. So the core exam, now CCNP certification is divided into two modules. You have any CCNP, not just enterprise. So CCNP divides into two modules. One is the core exam and the concentration exams. The core exam is generally the core exam. We call it as, if we are doing the enterprise core, it will be called as ENCOR, enterprise core. If you are doing security core, then data center core, like that, service portal core, like that. For every track, there is always the core exam, and the core exams cost around $400. That's a exam, and additionally, you will have the concentration exam. So these are core exams. So you have to pass the core exam. Like in our case, if you are doing for enterprise, and likewise, if you have multiple and concentration exams like NRC. That's something what we generally say, SD-WAN. And again, there are many, like this is the enterprise advanced routing, which will be covering up. Additionally, you will have enterprise SD-WAN solution. This is more on WAN automation. And similar way, you have the enterprise designing, enterprise wireless. If you want to get into wireless, then these are the two modules you can focus on. And automation, and even there are some new added like cloud connectivity and then enterprise network assurance. So in our case, we generally cover these two modules, ENCOR and NRC, which are the foundational modules. The other modules are like add-on skill set, which you can do separately. But generally, when we say CCNP Enterprise, as per the course here, we'll be covering these two modules. So again, if you're doing CCIE, then probably you'll be adding this SD-WAN, SDA, these kind of modules as well. So in order to get CCNP certified, the first thing is there's no prerequisite. So there's no prerequisite here. You can directly write any exam. Either you can write the core exam directly, or you can write any of these enterprise concentration exams directly, any track. It's not just this one. There's no prerequisite, because previously you need to have CCNA exam to be certified. That's no more. Now you can write any exam. So when you pass any one exam, you will be getting the specialist certificate. Like let's say I write this exam NRC, so you'll be getting a certificate called Enterprise Advanced Routing Specialist. If you write this exam, then you will get the certificate like SD-WAN Specialist. If you write this exam, Enterprise Code Specialist, like that. So each exam will have the specialist certificate which will be issued by Cisco. And when you pass two exams, one core exam and any one concentration exam, then you will get three certificates. One is the core specialist, the specialist certificate, the core specialist, and then enterprise developer, and then there is a CCNP certified. Okay, so in order to get the CCNP certified, you need to pass one core exam and one concentration exam, any one core exam and relevant concentration exam you have to pass. And if you're applying for CCI, let's say if you're planning for the CCI, then you need to pass the core exam. That's the first exam. And then you need to directly apply for the lab exam. Lab exam is again 1600 USD, which is 400 USD. So if you're planning for CCI lab directly, then you don't need to write the concentration exams. This is not required. You can directly write the core exam, and then the lab exam you can schedule and you can write. And finally, one more thing, the recertification, the 3 years is going to be the validity for certifications. And anytime you want to renew your CCNP certifications, you have to write any one exam for every 3 years. So for every 3 years, you have to make sure that you renew. Either you write the core exam or the concentration exam to renew your certifications. There will be some recertification rules as well. But let's say if you are a CCIE, then you need to renew your certification by passing one core exam, these two exams, one core and one concentration, or three concentration exams. So, or three concentration exams, or any other core exams also you can write. So, it depends. Like for every year, if I have to renew, I have to pass these two exams or any equivalent to exams from any other track every 3 years to renew. That's something about the renewal options. So basically, the certification, this is how it goes for CCNP currently. This has been like in Feb 2020, they have introduced all these things. So now the things has changed. It means now it's still the same. This is how the certification goes. And you can always visit the website to check the exams, the latest exams available, and the details you will find on the website.